Basically, who wanted to dive did dive. Many people didn't know what it is. They had no concept of this. I think I was one of the few who actually had a course to learn to dive. But basically you could have a good friend and you could take some equipment and go in the water. There was no problem. I think there must have been 3 diving centers, maybe 4. At Manta, the Aquasport, and Benny's place in Betadagim, and I don't know, Lucky Divers was early also. Then, this is now the Yom Kippur War, has started, and there was of course no more diving. No tourists, and they were forbidden to dive at all after that. So I started a small business to catch fish that I sold to restaurants and shops. And of course that was a dream come true, being talented with fish, and it was relatively good money. I worked myself home to Sweden again. It's a story in itself. I had before passed my course as a diver in the Swedish Navy, and with that I was immediately qualified to be an instructor in Israel. How that worked, I don't know, but the instructor we had in Aquasport, Benny, he had to go to Miluim, and that meant I was the instructor now. And that was how that happened. The lifestyle in Eilat was unique in the way that I guess like today, you fitted in a group or you didn't. And because of my then boss, David Friedman, who was running the aquarium in Eilat in those days, so I got into his kind of group of people. And because I knew him and I knew Willie, then I knew everybody. And knowing everybody means that you go on Friday to Rafi in Taba. There was a Rafi Nelson and there was a Rafi Pipson also. 2 separate guys. There's a Hotel Adi. So if you go 40 meters south from there, there was a house that was owned by Rafi Nelson. And half the house he was living in, and half the house was, I guess, belonging to the city. And they have there an aquarium. So it was me, it was David Friedman, and secretary. No, it's for me it was just the whole thing. I lived a lot on the fact that I had learned diving from the bottom, so to speak, from the Navy and from Aquasport Original, which is then in Gothenburg. And those, what I learned there, became helpful because I was ahead of these self-made little clubs that were here in my education. And so I made many dives. I counted 13,000 dives. I counted, going back on how many dives you made per day and how many years and so on. So somewhere like that.